I want to share with you something absolutely insane. If you're an agency owner, I'm going to add another ad strategy into your arsenal and show you how to set it up inside of Ads Manager itself. So, to give you some context, one of my clients in the lowest level consultancy program that I offer, he closed a $17,500 deal for his client in USD, by the way, at 21 years old. So, to give you some context, as to who he is and what he does. He has a agency. He's an agency owner for a renovation company. Okay, and the ad strategy he uses, just to give you some context before I go into Ads Manager to set it up, is he will have a campaign going that will go to either Instagram or Facebook. Okay, and then in the second campaign, they retarget everyone where you just serve them content ads. Okay, so this goes a little bit against the grain as to most people saying do lead campaigns and things like that, but this is really really good, right? If I put retargeting here, this is really good if you have a business as a client where they want to become local celebrities. Okay, because if your clients, let's just say you have a renovation company as a client and there's only a couple of them in the local area, and you want to make sure they become the go-to choice, this ad strategy can absolutely crank it, right? Even if you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, maybe in a big city, of a specific type of service business, if you can collaborate with them and say, hey, we just need content from you guys, we can maybe provide the UGC providers as well and get everything edited, you can really crank with this, because what happens is that you will start living on the actual feed of the people that consume your content. Okay, and you can imagine how powerful this is if you're a local business, because most local businesses aren't doing this very thing. And if you're the go-to person in the local town, you're the local celebrity, guess what you can do? You can charge higher prices. Your reputation will go up a lot higher as well, provided you give a good service. And as an agency owner, you do not want to sign on a client that doesn't give a good service to the locals of the area. And yeah, so reputation goes up, the price they can charge can go up, and they get better retention. So if you're making more money per customer because they stick with you for longer, and you're charging them higher because they have the premium of working with a local celebrity using this ad strategy, dude, you and your client could crank. Okay, so with that being said, let's go straight into actually setting this up inside of Ads Manager. So over in Ads Manager, let me make myself small. I've got a blank Ads Manager here so I don't, confuse anyone with the type of stuff that I'm doing. All we're going to do is have two campaigns set up, okay? The first one, if we go over to the create button, it's going to be an auction campaign. We're going to hit traffic because we're going to get people to visit the actual Instagram or Facebook page, okay? So we go ahead and click traffic, and over on the right side, you can see that this is good for link clicks, landing page views, Instagram profile visits, Messenger, Instagram and WhatsApp, and calls. I ideally wouldn't use this for Messenger, Instagram, and WhatsApp, like messages, and I wouldn't use this for calls. But for the sake of this, we just want profile visits and get people clicking onto our page. So we're going to click traffic, hit continue, manual campaign, so we can keep control of everything. And in here, in my actual ad strategy, I actually call this traffic blitz. So let's call it that. So this campaign is going to blitz with traffic. It's just going to reach as many people as it can in the local area. We scroll down. Special ads category. So go ahead and select your ads category if it is a special one. You just need to, it's very straightforward. Just read any of these and make sure you're not doing any of these four things. For the sake of this example, we're pretending like we're not. So none of this. Go to the ad set. And here, we're just going to type in the name. Let's call this Traffic Blitz ad set. Again, call this whatever you would like. Scroll down, and in the conversion location, this is where we click Instagram or Facebook. Okay, now key thing to note here, right? Make myself bigger. Depending on the demographics, the psychographics, and the actual avatar of who your clients' prospects are, that's where you want to choose whether you want to go with Instagram or Facebook. So to give you an example, if you are a renovation company and you're targeting people who have larger homes, typically a 25-year-old, 22-year-old wouldn't have a really big 4 or 5 bedroom house. those houses are most of the time going to people that are 30 years old, 40 years old type of thing, right? So people in that age demographic, they typically use Facebook, right? So in this targeting, in this example that we're using, we might just select the Facebook page, right? And deselect Instagram, okay? In the flip case, if you're going after brand new business owners that have just gotten out of university for whatever reason, just a crazy example, most of the time they'd be using Instagram and they might not be using Facebook. Okay, so you need to kind of pick here. If you don't really know and you just want a safe option, I would just click both and let it run. Okay, so Instagram or Facebook is the conversion location. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to maximize the number of Instagram profile and Facebook page visits. Okay, we're going to click both of them. That's okay. Now, daily budget, all right? So this is the age-old question, how much do we spend on meta ads? So I wish I could give you a straightforward answer, but it completely depends on the industry you're going after. If you're in the dental industry, and you're going after dental clinics, your cost per lead is going to be very expensive. Okay, it's just an expensive industry to market towards, right? Now, if you're going after the home renovation industry, that is slightly easier. And if you're a local business, right, and in this example, we are going to act as on behalf of a local business that's hired us as an agency, and we're going after the general population. Okay, so you can typically expect one lead to cost, you can get it as low as $6, $8, $10 with certain strategies, but sometimes they can come as low as $35 or $30 for cost per lead form. I know one of my done for you clients, their cost per lead for a local area is around $20, $25 Canadian. So it's about $15 USD. But again, it totally depends on the industry and niche that you're after. But in this daily budget, let's assume the daily ad spend is $100. Let's just assume it's $100. Sometimes it can be 50, 20, whatever it may be. But for the sake of numbers, we're going to assume $100. And what we're going to do is in the daily budget for this traffic blitz campaign, we're actually going to give the top of funnel campaign 60% of our ad budget. Okay. So if we do the math on that, if you have $100 or £100 per day ad spend, we're going to give this £60. Okay. And we're going to scroll down, start date, it's fine. Keep going down, audience controls. Now here's the thing. If we're going after local businesses, right, we're going to click edit. We're going to search location, and we're just going to type in the location of a local business in Canada. So let's just type in Tim Hortons Vancouver, for example. If we're going after Vancouver, what we would do is we take the address of that business, copy, and we would just paste it. There we go. And let's just see where it's come up. So the location isn't coming up. There we go. So we just click the location. Let's say it's this one. Delete the default one. And here, the location's been added. And we just want to play around with the area. Look at the map below and see where exactly they can service to. Another rule of thumb as to how far we service things out in terms of location is how far can your clients actually serve their prospect. So if your client again is a dental agency, for example, or they have some type of clinic, typically the general public won't travel more than 10 miles, right, to go to a dental clinic. So you want to make sure it's around the 10-kilometer range. But again, it totally depends on how far you can service out. If you can service worldwide, make sure this is wider. If you can only service a small specific area, make sure you only target a small specific area, just like that. Go ahead, click show more options. And we come here and we can see, we can set the minimum age and things like that. Okay, now, key thing to note here is that what I would do is I would actually switch to original audience options here, just so we could further target people. We want to further limit the reach of ads, because sometimes what can happen is that your ads will be launched in a specific area for local businesses, right? And they might start getting leads from outside a specific area. So we're going to go to switch to targeting. Let's take a look at the audience again. There we go, plus 10 kilometers. And we can have more detailed age ranges set, genders if we wanted to. any demographics, interests, or behaviors, and that should really, really help you out if you really need to nail down on your targeting. But most of the time, I would just leave this broad. Okay, and I will keep this. Look at this: reach people living or recently in this location. That's okay. Now, one thing to note here: if you notice that your leads are coming from out of city, what you can actually do is you can have exclusions, and you can type in locations of the surrounding areas that you're getting leads from to exclude from where Meta will begin advertising, which is really, really cool. But that being said, this is how you want to set up the targeting. We want to leave it broad. Go down placement controls. Here's what I like to do. So account controls, we want to go to edit placement controls. There we go. And what we want to do is we want to turn off all audience network, and you can turn these off too if you really wanted to, but definitely turn off audience network. Review changes. Cool. Yep, confirm. Cool. And the reason we want to do that, if we go to manual placements as well, there we go. We can see it's only going on Facebook and Instagram. The reason we want to do that is because audience network is essentially where your ads can show up on weird websites and things like that, where people will try to click the X button to click the ad off, but it just won't really, like, they'll just click the ad, and when they click the ad, they just get shown to the landing page or like wherever your ad leads them to, and that's not typically where they'd want to go because they're trying to click X. So audience network, it just stops your ads from turning up in like dodgy websites where your ads shouldn't really be. Okay, so make sure the platforms are only on Facebook and Instagram. You can control these placements. I wouldn't touch them. I would leave it as broad as I can, and then I would just go straight into my ad and I would start setting it up. So here I would call my ad a follow ad or something, because the whole point of this ad is to get more followers and get more people clicking onto the page, right? So we're going to go to use existing content. Okay, add creative. We will select content, and we're going to just select content that we think that has performed well on Instagram. Okay, so let's just say we do this one here, follow for more, right? Let's say this is the example content that's performed very well. And the call to action is going to be visit Instagram profile or visit Facebook page, which is good. Advantage plus creative enhancements, text improvements, adapt multi-image format. If you want to turn these off, you can. Ignore creative testing for now. Ignore tracking for now. Okay, this is a very basic campaign, but it works very well. And you can see on the right-hand side some previews of the ad when they do load up. Okay. So this is what it'll look like on Instagram. People are scrolling. When you click the actual ad, it will go full screen, which is awesome. And in the caption, you just want it to say follow for more. Okay. Now, that's it. You just want to have an ad, like a post on Instagram that calls out your avatar and it says their problem and how you can solve it. And that is all your ad needs to be, that a piece of content on Instagram already. And this is how you will, it's essentially just a boosted post, but we're doing it in Ads Manager so we can control the targeting more strictly and we can do better tracking. Does that make sense? So this is it. This is the basic top of funnel campaign setup. And what you can actually do is as your content begins to perform better and better and better, you can just duplicate this ad, duplicate it, let's say one more time. And you can go ahead, use existing content, and you can just select another piece of content. So over here, we can see this ad, this video of mine got almost 12,000 views. So I'll click this, I'll click select. And typically, a video that performs well as organic content will also perform well as a paid ad. Okay, now we see what the changes are. Cool, that's perfect. And we just call this traffic ad 2, or we can call it follow to. Okay, and that's it. This is your traffic campaign setup. And again, you just want to have your best performing ads go in this campaign. Okay, and what this campaign is going to do is it's going to get pushed out to people in the local area, and it's going to encourage them to visit your page and follow. Okay, now here's the cool thing. If we close this, okay, that's our traffic blitz campaign, the top of funnel one. What we're going to do now is super, super cool. We're going to hit create. We're going to then go to either engagement or awareness. Now, this is the second campaign that we're setting up. And if I go back to the Miro board, this campaign, this is the one where we retarget people with our content. Okay, this is where forced nurture occurs. Okay, and you can force people to see your Instagram page or your client's Instagram page like pretty much every time they open the feed, which is insane. And what you'll notice is your clients will start turning up, will start saying to you, hey, all of my prospects are saying that they've seen me on Instagram, which is awesome, right? This is the exact effect you want to have in that local area, right? So this is the forced nurture part, and this is exactly how we do it. We have two options to click here, right? If we want to go for reach, we can go for awareness. But if we want to go for higher high intent leads, we want to go for engagement campaigns, right? Now, I'll explain what the difference is. Typically, you never really want to do an awareness campaign. This is only just good for brand awareness and video views and reach and things like that, right? You'll just reach a lot more people, right? Just that. With the engagement campaign, what's going to happen is Meta will find people that are most likely to actually engage with the ad, and the people who are likely to engage with the ad, and the people who are likely to, watch through plays of your ad. And a through play, by the way, is just watching 15 seconds or more of a long video, or 25% or more of a shorter video. So with this, you need to make a decision of whether am I selling something ultra high ticket on behalf of my client, or are we just trying to get as many people to see our face? More often than not, I want to go ahead with an engagement campaign, okay? And we're going to go ahead and hit continue, because people who tend to consume more of your content, they're more likely to pay you later on down the line. And that's obviously what we're here for. We're here to make our clients money, okay? So we hit engagement, we go continue, manual, we go through, and we're going to call this one force nurture. Okay, we go down, special ads category, declare it if you have any. Okay, engagement ad set, and we're going to call this force nurture 1. Right, conversion location, we are just going to do on the actual ad itself. Okay, and what we want is video views, and we want to maximize through plays. So again, a through play is where someone watches 15 seconds or more for a long video, or someone who will watch the entire video if it's shorter than 15 seconds. So not 25%. That's my bad. I mentioned that earlier. So we want to maximize for through plays, because again, the people who are more likely to consume all of the content are better likely to be buyers in the future, okay? And we want to just filter out for those people specifically, right? So we maximize through play views. We go down, and here we want to put 40, or well, depending on the case, depending on if you want to have other campaigns set up at the same time, but you want to have around 20 to 40% of the ad campaign budget in this one, okay? So just to make the math easier, we had $100, £100 per day ad set budget for this example, or campaign budget. We put 60% in the top of funnel, and we're going to just put 40% in this one, so £40. Okay. Schedule this. Now, audience, this is where the cool stuff happens, right? We're going to leave this blank just for now, and we're going to come back to it in a second. Okay. Let's skip forward to the ad level, and let's call this force nurture 1. Okay. And destination is going to be Instagram. Let's take a look. Messaging apps, that's fine. Let's take a look. Go down. Tracking where? There we go. Video ad. Okay, so in here, we're going to put a video. We're going to go to our Instagram, and we're going to select a video of where we want people to watch our content. Okay, so let's just say this was the video we wanted them to watch. We can put the actual caption inside of here. So let's just say we have comment ads for free strategy. Okay, let's just say this is the primary text, the actual caption of your ad. Now, for those of you guys who are super clued on, you can use something called ManyChat, where when people comment under your ads, ManyChat will automatically get back to those people who are now your leads. And you can send them over a free lead magnet in return for their email, which is super cool. Okay, so let's just say this campaign, which is designed to force nurture people and only get the highest intent people who are likely to watch your videos, you can get them to comment a word in which you can have an automation set up to turn them into leads, essentially, right? So maybe that's your call to action, your caption. Add a destination, send to your Facebook or Instagram. That's perfect. You can have that. You can have that. You can send people immediately after they tap or click your ad to a website or a full screen experience. We don't have a website, so we're actually going to uncheck this, and that's all we're going to have. Okay, enhancements. We go down, we delete, we get rid of text improvements. We don't want anything changing. Done. And there we go. Our ad is here, right? Now here's the thing. Okay, everything's set up perfect. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to the ad set level. Okay, and let's look at the video, right? Go back to the ad set level, and we're obviously going to put in audience. We're going to go to further limit like we did before. Continue. The location, we're going to copy and paste the location of the business we're advertising for. And in this example, I'm using Tim Hortons. We'll paste it in. Click this one, delete the original one, and let's just say we can service out to 10 kilometers. So make sure this is consistent. Cool. Go down. Now, here's what we're going to do, right? We are going to have custom audiences set up, right? Now, this is the cool thing. With custom audiences, we're actually going to target, we're going to create a new audience, custom, and we're going to go to Meta Sources, our Instagram account. So people who have engaged with our Instagram or Facebook, we can do both of them, right? And remember, wherever your avatar lives, on the avatar that your prospect is going after, that's the custom audience you want to make. You can make both of them, so don't worry. For this example, let's say we're going after the Instagram people. We can go to Instagram, hit next, and we select the right business. Okay, and we can say anyone who's started following our professional account, engaged with our account, or visited our account, or anyone who's engaged with any post or ad. Okay, you can choose any of these. I like to do visited just to begin with. Okay, and audience retention. Let's just set this for the last 60 days, right? And essentially call this IG engages 60 days. And what you can do is you can target these people, right? And if you hit create audience, right, hit done, this ad is only going to reach people who have engaged with your Instagram account within the last 60 days, which is awesome, right? Because if you were trying to go after people, this ad won't be shown to anybody else. So this video that you've got, your piece of content, is only going to be shown to those people who've engaged with your Instagram account, and it's only going to be shown to people who are likely to watch your content. And if you post good content of, whatever testimonials you have posted, whatever value content you have posted, or whatever content you have on your social media, you can force feed people that content, so your client's name becomes ingrained in their mind. Right now, here's another cool thing we're going to do. We're going to uncheck this box because we don't want to reach anyone else. And we're going to add an exclusion, right? And in this exclusion, we're going to create another custom audience, hit custom. We're going to go to video next. And we're going to say, we're going to call it a through play. We're going to do, let's just call this 60 days as well. And the video that we just selected, so it was about getting specific with your messaging, through play. Okay. We're going to select that video. We're going to select that very video. Let's find where it is. We might have to go back. Do, 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 do. Okay, let's just say for the sake of this example, this was the video, right? The same video you put in your ad level, you're going to create a custom audience on the ad set level. Okay, you're going to create this audience, hit X, and we're not going to target these people. We're actually going to exclude that person. Okay, so we're going to write down here, boom, there we go. So what's happened here is in this video, anyone that's watched this video, at least 15 seconds of it, or at least the entire video, they won't be shown this same video again. Isn't that crazy? So what you can do is, because if they're not shown this video, they'll be shown another video you have in this campaign, right? And all you want to do is duplicate this out. Let's say you have 9 more pieces of content. Okay, you're just going to change this, force nurture 2, go down, force nurture 2, and you're just going to scroll down and you're going to change the video for another piece of content that you posted. Okay, so let's say it's this video. Done. Next. We're going to turn off these things, hit done, and we're going to look at the video, what to do if ads tanked after Andromeda. Go back to the ad set, and we're simply going to go into custom audiences, and we're going to create a new custom audience. Video. Next. Choose an engagement type. Someone who's done a through play. There we go. Last 60 days. And the video was about Meta Andromeda. Troubleshooting. Cool. And we're going to select that video. That very video, wherever it is. I think over here. Maybe we've gone past it. Okay, let's say this is the video. Right, we're going to select that same video. Hit create audience. Hit done. And we're going to press X off here. In video engagement, we're going to delete this one because this isn't the same video as the one in here. We're going to delete this. And we're going to add an exclusion. And there we go. That troubleshooting video. Okay, so do you see what's happening here? We're going to do the same thing for every single one of these copies. So go through, rename them, and rename this here as well. And just go and change the video and change the targeting in the ad set level. And just do that for every single one of them. And what's going to happen is that with these campaigns, this Traffic Blitz campaign is going to be the top of funnel. It's going to bring in so many people in the local area to see the ad and encourage people to click on our profile and follow us. And this campaign is going to get people to, it's going to retarget those people who have seen your profile, seen your ads, and it's just going to keep feeding them your content. And it's going to do it in a way, because we have the exclusion set where, I make myself a little bit bigger. Because of the exclusion that we set, where they're not going to see the same piece of content over and over again. So they're constantly being fed new pieces of content. And when you force feed and cram content down their throat, they're going to say in their mind, dang, these guys have been living on my For You page. I should check them out. Right? And this is the start of how you can turn your clients into local celebrities so they can charge higher prices. They can get a bigger and better reputation, provided their service level is really good, and they'll get better loyalty and maybe even get more referrals because people from the local area are going to speak so good about them. Does that make sense? So this is an insane strategy that you can use. If you couple this strategy with something like ManyChat, right, where you can begin collecting leads with the comments and the engagements that you get, this is a surefire way to start increasing the perceived authority of any local business client that you work with.